Check out my yard. I got a cancellation at Kirk Creek Campground, which is it's in the Los Padres National Forest, but it's also on the Big Sur coast. How frickin' fabulous is this? My campsite, fabulous. Big grassy areas. Ocean view. There's no shade, but honestly, it's super cool out. It is about 2 p.m., maybe a little before that. I wasn't supposed to check until 3. I got here early and my site was available. So the camp host let me check in. Leaves of 3, leave them be. Okay, did my best not to touch any poison oak, which apparently is rampant around here. It's turned around, just crossing that little bit of trail. It had a beautiful smell, kind of licoricey. I don't know, wild anise or I don't know, but fennel, I don't know. Smelled delicious. And there's Highway 1 if you can see it. Zoom in. These guys have a perfect campsite. Look at their view. Okay, that trail is going to end here for me, I think. I don't really feel like walking on the bluff, especially if there's more poison oak. Beautiful. That's the way I walk down. Okay, your standard forestry hiker and biker sites. And by hiker, they mean you have to be hiking in from somewhere. You can't drive your car and park and then hike into the campsite. I've seen a lot of bikers on one. Brave people, because narrow, windy, steep road. They go up that trail and at least there are some trash cans. I thought it was a pack it in, pack it out. I don't think there's water. I think those are vault toilets. The camp host said that they actually do have water and electric, but the normal campsites don't. Too expensive, too much effort, I guess, to bring that in. And it keeps the cost down. This oceanfront campsite is $35 a night on recreation.gov. It is Forestry Service, but it's run by a concessionaire. Cheaper than the state parks, or the same price as the Northern California beach state parks. The ones down where I live in San Diego County are like $50 a night, plus the reservation fee. Here, I think it was $7.99 reservation. Duly noted. Duly noted. I'll say that's one of the cleanest vault toilets I've ever seen. Makes sense that they don't want people dumping stuff. I will confess, I have not a porta potty, I have a bag. I try not to poop in it. I have waste stuff, eco gel. I do pee into a pee can, and sometimes I do very carefully dump them in vault toilets. I'm going to be doing my best not to have to use that can tonight. I'm sure that's TMI, but that is kind of a fact of life for a lot of van lifers. We got to go, and sometimes there's nowhere to go, and sometimes you got to use a portable toilet bag system. In my case, like I said, I use a waste breakdown material. Some people don't, and I understand why they don't want people dumping in here. The first raccoon warning I've seen. Sadly, back in the San Simeon area, I saw 2 dead raccoons and 2 or 3 dead skunks on the road. Oh my God, it was sad. One of them was a freshly killed skunk, and I did my best to avoid it, but I kind of ran over it. And some of the smell temporarily sucked into my van because I had the defroster on. I didn't have the AC on, and it was kind of sucking in some air from the outside, which really sucked. But duly noted with the raccoon at my campsite. And once again, I got here in the nick of time, got to see the beautiful ocean view. And now you can't because of the fog. Typical day on the Central Coast. I don't know if you can see it. The fog kind of comes in and out, so there's slight ocean view again. For the first time on this trip, I decided to drag out my craft that I brought, weaving. I'm not going to set my tripod up and try to show myself using these at this point. These are weaving sticks. These are the thick ones. from clover. I think I don't remember if they're 1/2 inch or what. I can barely hold 6 in my hand. I am weaving these lengths that I'm going to sew together and try to turn it into some kind of a ton of yarn, and that child's potholder loom with yarn that I'm going to weave a blanket out of. Kind of a mess. I don't want to pull all the yarn out. I had balled it all up before I left. So because yarn barf sucks, and that particular Mighty Stitch yarn, it gets a lot of yarn barf. Anyway, I've been on the road for what, 8 days? I left last Monday. It's now the following Tuesday, and this is the first time I've even bothered to drag my craft out because it's just been so beautiful, and I brought a bunch of books on Kindle. So I've just been enjoying the ocean view, especially when I was in San Simeon. And then I worked a couple of days on my writing when I had to stay at Santa Margarita Lake, and I drove into San Luis Obispo that first day and then Morro Bay. So now it's going to be crafting time. Sadly, that's a very short crafting session. Apparently, I forgot my scissors. I have a little bag that I keep stitch markers for crochet and needles and scissors in, and the scissors aren't in there. I must have taken them out before I left and not put them back in. So I guess when I'm driving tomorrow, I'll stop off somewhere and grab me a pair of scissors so I can keep on crafting down the road. One of my neighbors has a little backpacker tent and a motorcycle. He said he froze last night, not from his sleeping bag, which was plenty warm, but just from how cold it got at night before bedtime. And he said he actually drove up to Monterey to get a warm jacket. I forgot to mention the neighbor on the motorcycle said he's from Pasadena. I mentioned I was from San Diego County. We've been having some pretty hot weather in Southern California. Well, I mean, it is August, but so he said it's actually, he comes up here every year and it's not usually this cold. We're talking 60s right now. My glasses are all fogged up. I couldn't even see if I got this thing started. But yeah, it could even be 50s, high 50s right now. I'm not sure. I think it's been almost like very low 70s, high 60s all day, and I am not complaining. I love foggy weather. We used to get it when I was a kid in San Diego County. Don't get so much fog anymore. And then when I lived on the Monterey Peninsula, I mean, we would sometimes get pea soup fog. And I haven't, in Vegas, there's like no fog at all. So it's kind of special getting all this fog. I like it. Waiting for sunset. Hoping for a pretty one.